Here we go. So you are going to see a question like this on your test. A log inside of a log with a bunch of other stuff equals to something else. You did this on your quiz last week. What's the only thing you can do? No. Change to exponential form. So you start on the outside. The 2 moves over. Equals 2 to the 1. Does everybody understand that? All I did was change to exponential using the outside log. What is my next step? Do it again. It's the only thing you can do. So I got 3x plus 4 is equal to x squared. Yeah.
Wait, is that an X? Or an A?
Huh?
What is that thing to the power of 1? It's 2. Where did you get the 2? Oh.
I'm going to let everybody else answer that question.
Is that 1 above the 2?
You would have to evaluate it. Say it was like a 3. You'd change the 2 to the 3 to an 8 and then change to exponential. All right. Sorry? You do a power tower, yes. All right. What type of equation is this? Quadratic. How do you solve quadratics? Yeah, but how do you do that? Get everything to one side and set it equal to 0 and factor. So I get x minus 4, x plus 1. What does x equal?
-1 and 4.
Do they both work? How? Why? How do you know? Sorry? Okay, we'll put the -1 in. 3 times -1 is -3 plus 4 is 1. Can you log that number? But the base, can you have a negative base? No. So this -1 is ignored because you cannot have a negative base. Ignore, can't be, cross out, eliminate. I would have said nope. Do you want me to be more dramatic? So x is just 4. All right. I do not think we're going to get to everything today. All right. I might as well just give you a couple practice of those ones, and then we'll move on. Number 10, those 3 questions. Go, please. You have 5 minutes, and then we're going to do the next bit. Here we go. So if I asked you to solve this equation, log x squared minus 3 log x is equal to 10, what would you do? What would you do?
I don't know. The more I kind of think
Shh, peoples. Yeah, so I'd move the 3 up. And then what would I do once I finish this? Yeah, we're subtracting so we can divide, and they have the same base. What base is my log? 10, right? So I change to exponential at this point, and x squared over x cubed becomes 1 over x is equal to 10 to the 10. X squared and x cubed, they cancel. How do I solve for x? Just multiply it up and divide off the 10 to the 10, right? Like you can literally just go 1 over 10 to the 10 is equal to x, or you could just write 10 to the 1 over 100. 10 to the power of 10 is not 100. It's a very big number. It's not 1 over 100. It's 10 to the power of 10. That's a very big number. Okay. Okay. We've solved those before. You are expected to know how to solve those. However, what is the difference between that question and this question? The log x is all being squared. So, can I drop this exponent down? No, because what it really means is this. Shh. It means that, which we don't know how to solve. However, if I wrote something like this, could you solve that? That is essentially the same as this. It's an x term being multiplied by itself, and then some other stuff. This is a quadratic, right? So is this. This is a quadratic with logs in it. So all we need to do is get rid of the logs. Okay? So if you have a log that is in brackets and being squared, you cannot drop the exponent. I'm going to write that in red.
Isn't that fine though? Like, can't we do?
Can't you do what? You can't drop the exponent because the rule is it only when it's on the argument. This is not on the argument. It's the whole thing being logged. Okay? So what you need to do is a substitution. So they say replace. So sub a is equal to log x. Whatever's in your brackets is what you make. Now, it doesn't have to be a. It can be whatever variable you want. I wouldn't choose x because x is already in the equation. Sorry. You can choose e if you really want to. All right. So if I say a is equal to log x, that means everywhere there's a log x in this equation, I rewrite it as an a. So log x squared becomes a squared minus 3 log x there is a equals 10. So this equation now becomes this. All right? That is a quadratic. How do you solve a quadratic? Yeah, you get everything to one side, and then you solve the x-intercepts, factor, blah, 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 blah. So what multiplies to negative 10 and adds to negative 3? There we go. Okay. So what does a equal? 5 and negative 2. Do I throw any of them out? No, you don't throw any of them out. Okay, because are we solving for a or are we solving for x? Solving for x. I just said a is equal to log x. So now we still have to solve for x. Don't throw any out yet. You need to solve for x. Okay, so we've solved for a. Now we got to solve for x. No, a is equal to log x. So We take each a. 5 is equal to log x. How do I solve for x here? Not calculator stuff. Change the exponential, people. What base is it? So 10 to the 5 is equal to x, or negative 2 is equal to log x. So 10 to the negative 2 is equal to x. Are either of those answers negative? No. Because 10 to the negative 2 means 1 over 100. You got your 1 over 100. All right? So neither one is negative. They both work. Those are your answers. All right, we're going to do another one. You're going to have one of these questions on your test. Okay? You don't have to do it. You can take the 0 on it. Okay. Here it is here. I don't like they do all this. Here we go. Log x squared minus log x cubed is equal to 0. As soon as you see brackets around one of the logs, it's yelling at you. It's screaming at you. It's reaching out of the page, grabbing you by the shirt, and saying, make a bleeping substitution. Okay? Hello. No. Well, I haven't checked my email, so. Do you have one?
What is it on?
Just like basic right angle trig. Yeah.
I have 4 questions.
That works. Thank you. All right, so we got to make a substitution. It doesn't matter what variable you pick. You can pick any variable in the world. I think I've told you I've had people do happy face substitutions. You want to do a happy face substitution? All right, here's happy face in a galaxy. Galaxy with a happy face. So the first thing you need to do, though, is you recognize, okay, I'm going to need to make a substitution because of this. However, guys, you need to bring the exponent down off of this because your substitution is going to be for log x, not log x cubed. So we need to drop that 3 down. Okay, so I've got that. I don't like galaxy. We're doing rainbow. All right, now we do our substitution. Are we doing happy face? Okay, so I say happy face equals log x. Whatever's in the brackets is what your substitution is, okay? All right? That is equal to that. You put it into the equation. I get happy face squared minus 3 happy face equals 0. I'll do it in, yeah. I'll do it in A's over here. There. Okay. Now, what do I do in either one of these? There's only one thing you can do. It's a quadratic equation. It's all set to 0. What do you do when you don't know what to do? So you factor out happy face. Or you pull out an A. Okay. What does A equal? That's not 3A, it's A left in there. Just write the blue. Just write the blue. What does A equal? What makes each bracket 0? What makes this bracket 0? So A is equal to 3, or what makes this 0? So A is equal to 0. Or if you're over here, and you like your happy faces, happy face equals 3, or 0. Okay. Do I throw anything out yet? What do you have to do? You have to solve for x. You go back to what your substitution is.
Why would A be 0?
Because you have an a by itself. So you go back to your substitution, you put it in there. So you get two equations. You'll get 3 is equal to log x, or 0 is equal to log x. Let's do 3. What base are we? 10. Change the exponential. 10 cubed is equal to x. Or 10 to the 0 is equal to x. What does 10 to the 0 give you? 1. So you can say x is equal to 1. Do those both work? Yes, they do. I'll complete the happy face one. Happy face, or sorry. 3 is equal to log x, or 0 is equal to log x. There you go. All right. Questions? If you see brackets with something squared, you're making a substitution. It doesn't matter what variable you pick. If you want to do happy faces, I've had people do Batman symbols. They like Batman. You can do whatever you want. I don't care. 8 to 13. Question, listen to this carefully. Question 13. Know how to do it. When I say know how to do it, do you know what I mean? It's going to be on your flipping test, okay? Question 13, one like that is going to be on your test. I just told you a question is going to be on your test. You're going to have these types. Your test is on Thursday, people. I posted 4 reviews in the classroom. You need to start working on them now, okay? This is the hard. You thought transformations was hard? This test is harder. No, Trig 2 is the hardest unit. Ask her. Trig 2 is the hardest unit. And by Trig 2, I mean that comes after Trig 1. We do a month and a bit of Trig. And for those of you that